Hi, my name is Bente, I'm the Norse Witch, and this week's video is about my witchy New Year's resolutions. As always, before we start out this video, a quick shout out for my tier 3 and above patrons. Thank you really much to Bethany, to Asteriella, I have no clue how to pronounce your name, I'm really sorry. Tel, Timothy Murray, Bjorn Algis, Ash, Lorna Lewis, Lucy Cummings, and Joss. And now, off to the video. I want to apologize in advance for the probably really bad image quality. I am filming without studio lights. I just couldn't be bothered today, honestly. And it's really dark out because it's raining, it's cloudy, and yeah. I had to change my camera settings and it's probably really bad. There's probably a lot of noise and dark background, but I decided to not care. Also, it's kind of cozy, isn't it? So today is actually December 31st. And I have to admit, I'm a huge New Year's resolutions fan. I don't know what it is, but I kind of get excited about the new year. So I make resolutions and goals and stuff, and I love tracking them. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I just love it. And mostly my resolutions are like 99% witchcraft and paganism related. So I thought, why not spontaneously tell you about them? Why not? So what I do most of the times with my resolutions is to structure them according to the elements. You don't have to do that, but I just like bringing some structure into my resolutions. So I structure them according to the 4 elements. And one important thing that I always try to do is to think of resolutions that I can quantify and that I can track the progress of, so that I don't just have a resolution that's like, I want to exercise more, because more. What counts as more? I think it's really important to quantify it so that you can actually look at it and see whether you succeeded or not. So that's what I usually do. So let's start with Earth, I think, because it's the first thing on my list. And of course, Earth, the body, of course, there's exercising on that. I actually haven't exercised at all in what seems like ages. I'm that person who always starts exercising and makes huge plans and then gets into it and exercises daily and does that for a few weeks and then completely falls off the track. So I kind of just want to try to get back into it. And I decided that I want to start going for runs again, because there was a time back in, I don't know, 2018 or something like that. No, earlier, 2017, something like that, where I actually trained for a half marathon. I didn't complete that because I fell off of it, but I was pretty successful. I'm a really bad runner. I'm really bad at running. So I usually have to start really slow with just fast walking or stuff like that. But my goal is to get back into that again, just a simple routine of like doing it 3 times a week. That's more than enough. So that's what I want to do. And I want to actually do yoga again, because I know that it's really good for me. I know that my body loves it. I know that I feel so good afterwards, but I'm just a lazy ass, so I don't do it. And I want to at least do it once a weekend. I think that's a plan that I can succeed on. The next thing is fire. My fire goals are really kind of passion driven and also kind of job driven, because my first goal is to hit 10K subscribers on YouTube. That is my goal. It would be so fucking cool to achieve that. I mean, I overachieved my goal for this year, so I just hope that it's possible to get to 10K subscribers. And the last goal is one that I am very scared but also really excited about. And that is that I want, until the end of 2022, it's enough if I manage to do that until like December 31st. I want to be at least like half-time self-employed with like my shop and YouTube and stuff. Ooh, that would be a goal. I don't know if it's achievable. I just hope so, because at some point I will have to jump into the unknown. If I want to at some point be self-employed, I will have to take that step. So my plan is to just save up a lot of money in advance, so that if I don't really make money in the beginning, it's not that bad. That will be really challenging, really scary, but I'm also really excited about it, because I was able to kind of test it out for December, because I decided to quit my job for the end of November and only start my new job in January. So I had the whole month of December to just focus on YouTube and on my shop and stuff, and to kind of try how it would be to be self-employed, and I just loved it. So crazy goal. Then comes the really juicy stuff, because now we get into air. And the first goal is something that I planned with my patrons, which will be really fun, because we will kind of have a rune journey in which we draw a rune on our skin for a week at a time, and then continue to the next rune and the next one. So we will do it for 24 weeks. It's just a way to kind of get to know our own connection to the runes better, and to make our own experiences with them, instead of just reading up on them and just kind of taking what other people think about them. It will be really interesting. It will be also really fun to see what comes up for the others, not just me. So that's something I'm really excited about. The next thing is something that I actually started a few months back, and that is to actually celebrate the aspects, like every single aspect, because I started to have regular rituals on the full moons for Freya and on the new moons for Hel, and that is definitely something that I want to keep doing and that I want to concentrate on and focus on more, because sometimes these rituals ended up being kind of quick and dirty, if you know what I mean. Funny, quick and dirty for Freya. Okay, yeah, I just want to focus on that more and do some more proper rituals. I'm excited about that. A lot of this is just about regular practice and regular learning and stuff like that, because I'm not perfect. I'm lazy sometimes, so I have to push myself to do stuff. And the next thing is to gather information about at least one herb a month. I did that yesterday actually with juniper, and it was really fun. But I know myself, I know that I do like sprints of doing a lot of the same things, and then I won't do it for months. But I want to keep doing it regularly, so I thought, okay, once a month, that is something that I can easily achieve. So I just want to, read up about one plant a month, one herb a month, so that I can slowly get more into herbalism, because honestly, I don't know that much about herbs. I have like my go-to herbs that I know what I'm using them for, but apart from that, I'm not an herbalist. I don't know a lot. Yeah, so I especially want to get to know the plants around me and not just read up about them, but find my own correspondences and associations for the herbs. That is something I'm also really excited about. And the next monthly thing, actually, is that I was thinking about casting one candle spell a month that I can also quantify, where I can know for a fact if I succeeded or not, because I just want to find the perfect candle spell for myself. I don't know. I think sometimes we aren't experimental enough in our craft. We just take what we find in books or in other sources and reproduce that, but we don't really experiment that much anymore, and I think that's kind of sad. I just want to experiment with candle spells and find the perfect one with which I have the most success. So I will cast one spell a month, and then at the end of the month I will see whether I succeeded or not, so that at the end of the year I will hopefully have the perfect recipe for candle spells. And the last one for air is actually something that I have been doing for a long time, but I'm kind of slacking with it at the moment. And that is to just draw a daily tarot card and a daily rune. Or if I don't manage to do that, to at least do one bigger reading a week. And I think that is something that I can do. It's not that hard. I'm just sometimes too lazy to do it, but I want to continue doing that daily because I know that it really helps me when I do it. But same thing as with exercising, I'm just lazy and I skip it, although it takes like 5 to 10 minutes. But yeah, so that is why I will put it into my New Year's resolutions, because then I can beat myself up about it if I don't do it. And then we come into the water territory, and there are actually only 2 things on there. One is meditating daily, something that I already try to do. I'm not doing it daily at the moment, but I want to do it daily. Again, even if it's just like 2 minutes in the evenings, just sitting in quiet for 2 minutes, that's enough. But I just want to get back into meditating daily and not just 3 or 4 times a week, because that's not enough for me. The last thing on my list is not that witchy, to be honest, but it impacts my practice and my craft. And that is that I want to strictly take 1 day off each week, because I will probably have to work like 6 days a week at least for like YouTube and my shop and my normal day job. I mean, I will only work 4 days a week at least, but I will have to take at least 1 day for YouTube, 1 day for the shop. And I want to try not to burn out. So I will have to, I think, take 1 day a week off, like completely. Not do anything for YouTube, not do anything for the shop, just focusing on whatever I want to do. We will see how that goes. But it's, as I said, it's something that will affect my practice, because at the moment I'm just working 24/7. I don't really take days off, and that leads to me being constantly exhausted. And I think that will be something that will help me in that regard. And those are my 2022 witchy and pagan New Year's resolutions. I am really excited about them, to be quite honest. I was thinking about putting even more on there, but I don't want to do too much. So I thought, yeah, I will keep it to a human level. I just hope that I won't fail after a week or so, especially with the exercising, because I hate exercising. But I know that I have to do it. But now I'm curious, are you a New Year's resolutions fan, and do you have especially witchy or paganism related New Year's resolutions? Please tell me in the comments. As always, I'm happy to read about it. And as always, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and maybe follow me on Instagram or check out my online shop, or maybe you even want to support me by becoming my patron. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!